Good morning. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, May the 20th. That means that it is basically our last full week of school, and I am over the moon excited because I feel like breaks, I can take all give me all the breaks, okay? So summer break is upon us for not only me, but also my husband, because we both work for the public school system. So that's really exciting. Anyway, this week is a little wonky because what I'm hoping to do is try to see all of my kids for a final time this week, because I won't be able to see them and meet with them next week. Even if I were able to meet with them next week, it would just be a couple of them, because the next week is a hot mess because the kids aren't going to be there for 2 days, and then they have half days for the rest of the time, but then they also have like award ceremonies and stuff like that I want to participate in, and I have to turn to my laptop and be finished with my notes and print out my notes next Wednesday. So yeah, basically it's not looking too good for meeting with students next week. If I do meet with them, it'll be random. So I'm planning to meet with them all for one last counseling session this week, and this week is going to be a little tough. I go to 8 schools each week. There are only 5 school days or work days in a week, so obviously I have to double up on some days. I have 2 meetings this week, which is pretty good, not too bad. I have a meeting today and a meeting tomorrow. The issue is the meetings are at the same school, but they're on different days, so that means that I have to go to that school twice. I normally go to that school on Tuesday, so the meeting that's happening on Tuesday is right up my alley because I'm going to be there anyway. But the meeting that's happening there today isn't up my alley because now I'm going to have to go to that school, which is going to add to my list of schools. Typically, I would try to hit like 3 schools on Monday, and I would try to hit the ones that are all in the same vicinity. I am going to hit 3 schools today though because of that meeting. So typically I would go to a middle school, which is where I am now. Then I would go to an elementary school and then another middle school. However, there's going to be testing today for the elementary school, so I'm going to see that kid later this week. So I'm not going to go to that elementary school. I only have 1 kid there. So instead, I'll hit this middle school. Then I'll go to another middle school, and I'm going to have to see one of my students during a time that I typically don't see him, but it's okay. When I normally see him is when the meeting is happening. So it's either not see him at all, or go back to the school after the meeting, go all the way back to that school, or go back to that school, which is my furthest school. It's the furthest away from all the other schools and from my house, and just the furthest away. I would have to go back to try to see that kid another day this week. Well, I'm already trying to juggle 8 schools and end of the year madness with testing and awards. I shouldn't call it madness, maybe just excitement, or chaos is what it is. So I would have to try to go back a different day. So it makes sense just to take the L and see him during a time that I don't normally see him. But it's fine because it's I wouldn't do this unless it was unless I was in a pinch. And it's the last week of school, full week of school for them, for the kids. So I'm pretty sure, I don't think they'll be doing much of anything. You know how the end of the school year is. So that's what's happening today. I realized that I have not done a day in the life type of video in a year, which is so funny because on the one hand, I like this job because I am able to record and to film, which is kind of fun, and people have an interest in it, and I'm able to vlog, rather I should say. At my other jobs, I wouldn't have been able to do that because there's too many breaches of confidentiality. I shared an office space with other people, but it's just too many risks for breaching confidentiality. So I do like this job for that reason. Like, it's fun that I get to vlog. So anyway, I haven't vlogged in a year, and I'm here to do another day in the life vlog. Anyway, let's see what's happening today. I am going to go in here to see one of my students. I need to see him within the next like 5 minutes, which is fine because it's not that big of a deal. Normally I go to a mobile to work, but I'm down to only 1 kid here. So for which case I've been just seeing him in the conference room. When I had multiple kids here, they had a room reserved for me for Monday morning so I can see all of them comfortably. But now I just have 1 kid, so honestly, I can meet with him anywhere. I'm not taking my backpack because literally today, I'm trying to think of what his goal is. I think he's working on coping skills of some capacity. That's what his official goal is. But I'm not worried about goals for real this week. What we're going to talk about today is the end of the school year. Have the students, I'm going to ask them to, rate the school year, share their experience, what went well, what didn't go well, talk about concerns, if any, regarding transitioning to the next grade or for some kids, the next school. Just kind of like wrapping up the end of the year and talking about next school year. That's pretty much what we're going to do. I have my purse with me and I have in here my iPad mini and all my essentials, which I need some lotion. This is the lotion that I've been using from Amazon. Shout out to my husband because he was going to use this vlog camera for something. And when I got up and I went downstairs, as I was thinking about what I was going to film today, because again, I was supposed to do a Q&A, but I never polled for questions. So I should have did that days ago. But I saw that this camera was sitting downstairs and he hadn't taken it. So I was thinking, cool, we can do a vlog. Then I looked to see when my last day in the life vlog was. It was this time last year, which is wild to me. Maybe I just didn't put it in the right playlist. I have a social work career playlist and I put all of my career related videos in that playlist. And I was looking in the last video was, I did a job update a few days ago. But before that, the last vlog was a year ago. So this time last year. And I'm feeling like that's accurate, but I'm like, did I not vlog when I went back to school this school year? This is my water. This is the Simple Modern cup, which I love because these are my initials, SM. I said I was going to start wearing Steve Madden stuff too because that's my initials as well. I have my backpack here, which has my laptop and my planner and all the things. I could bring it, but I'm not planning to stay long. I'm planning to go see him and then go to my next school. I'm just going to go in, pop in, see him, chat with him. He's a good talker. So we can talk for, however long. I don't have to do a lot to engage him or entertain him or whatever. He's just naturally a good talker. Perfect candidate for counseling. So I'm going to see him and then we're going to leave. Oh, my badge is back here. Let's get it. And I'm glad I had enough sense to grab an extra battery because when I was getting this one situated, like trying to find my memory card and my battery and all that, I saw that the battery was full, but I remembered that I haven't vlogged in a while, but I remembered that for whatever reason, the batteries die really quickly with this camera. It doesn't hold a charge well. So I do have an extra battery. There's a meeting in the front room, so we're going to meet in the mobile. Here's one gym door. It's loud. I'm going to go to the next gym door because it's not as loud. Well, it's not as loud, but it's like the area where the kids are not. So it's not as loud, not as hectic and chaotic. Okay, I am back. It is currently 9:35 and we actually had a longer than typical session, which I typically do with a lot of my kids if I have the opportunity. I do have to serve them a minimum amount of minutes, but oftentimes I will just do more, especially if they're struggling or if the session is just naturally running over, provided it aligns with their schedule. So we did like 30 minutes or so. And we did end up meeting in the mobile, which is it's pretty far away from where I get him. So it makes my job more difficult just going all the way out there, especially when it's raining. Oh my gosh, because there's no cover. It's just outside of the school. So I'm back and forth in the rain with kids. It's a headache. So that's why I normally try to just find somewhere more appropriate to meet. And we were going to meet in the front office, but there was a meeting in there, which often happens. So we went in the mobile. I would have shown you the mobile, except I got the kid, we went to the mobile, and then I walked him back to class, and you have to have a key to get in the school and in the mobile. So I had to walk him so he could get into the building and go to his class. And then by that time I didn't want to walk all the way back to the mobile. Plus I have shown the mobile in videos before, so I didn't think it was super important to show the mobile again, but I was going to share the space that I was working out of. We are heading to a middle school now, and I have 2 kids to see there today, provided they're both there and they both want to participate. So this will be our last session together. Here's the thing, I didn't bring my lunch. My husband didn't bring his lunch. It's a rare occasion that we don't, but today we don't. So I'm thinking I may get chicken teriyaki, some vegetable, like a chicken teriyaki plate from a restaurant, from a Japanese restaurant, which is my favorite thing to eat. Or I like Chipotle. Those are kind of like my go-to meals for eating out. I also really like Captain D's. I don't go there that much, but I definitely contribute to keeping them in business, because honestly, if I can find one today here, I'll probably go get one. I feel like they're growing extinct. I can't find them as easily, but they have a good like grilled fish platter that I like to eat. So that's what I'm up to today. I have 10 miles to empty, so I need to find somebody's gas, and I've been highly considering running and getting a coffee. I was at a school last week, and a whole coffee shop had come and set up, which apparently they'd been doing that like since Teacher Appreciation Week, like in May, throughout May, and maybe they do it all the time, but that's the first time I'd heard of them. And so I'm a social coffee drinker, and I was trying to ask what I should get, and they were like, definitely a sugar-free vanilla latte. And he was like, and then I was staring at the caramel, and he was like, I can dribble. I can drizzle some of that on top if you want. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So that was the best, hands down, I'm not making this up, the best coffee that I've ever had in life. It was so good that I went back. I went to them on the next day, there was a day in between. The day after, I went back, and I haven't been this weekend, of course, or in the last several days. So I'm highly considering going today to get one. I'll let you know if I'm going to get that coffee though, because it is elite. I was thinking there's also a coffee hole set up at the next school that I'm going to that I sometimes take advantage of, but again, I'm trying to tell you, this coffee that I had is absolutely elite. So I'm trying to decide if I want another one or not. Anyway, people ask me, I drive a RAV4, and the dash is like kind of flat, so I can easily wedge a camera in between there. So people are always asking how I'm able to do this and be hands-free, and that's because I just wedge the camera in there. Don't take vlogging advice from me, camera advice from me, because I just do the best that I can. But yeah, just wedge it in there. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna get gas real quick, and then I'll decide on the coffee. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I want the coffee real bad, and it's the perfect time for me to have it. But the issue is, it's the perfect time for me to have it because I have some time before I have to be to my next school, and even when I get there, it's not gonna be really hectic. I just don't have a hectic day, which is why I'm vlogging. But I'm about to start my monthly situation, and my stomach, I'm fighting for my life. I have the capacity to still be quite friendly, even when I'm gonna go to this gas station, even when I'm fighting for my life, and be quite chipper. But I'm really fighting for my life. My stomach is in knots, and I probably shouldn't have this coffee, because I think coffee is a diuretic. That's just me personally. I just personally feel like consuming coffee just means I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom multiple times, but we shall see what I come up with. But anyway, yeah, I'm here getting gas. Also not my favorite thing to do, but I've been using the Apple Pay feature on my phone where you just tap, and let me show you. First of all, my friend recently showed me how to work Apple Pay. You would think I would know. So you double tap this right button. I have an iPhone, I think 13. You double tap, and then your wallet will pop up. I can't show you. Well, I can show you this. This pops up. So that's my credit card. But I have other cards on here that I can use too. Just kidding. It says terminal not processing payments. Please pay indoors. No, thank you. So I left everything open. So I'm going to try this one. It's at 10. I think it's going to take close to 40 nowadays. So we got a little minute, so I'm gonna clean up. And I'll show you, hopefully, better clips of the next school that we're going to, because it's the newest school that has been built in the whole county, and it's very nice. So hopefully I can show you some of it. excited. So I'm here at my next school. I'm trying to blur out all these photos over here. And I just had the secretary to call my student down, so he'll be here any minute and he knows where to come because this is where we meet. So I'm gonna meet with him and I'll share with you, I guess, how that goes in some regards. And then I'll meet with my next student and then we're gonna head, I think we're gonna go to lunch and have lunch outside and then go to the next school for the meeting. And then I'm going to see some kids there as well. So that's currently what I'm up to. Okay, update. Hopefully you guys got to see the school some. To be honest, I'm you know, just trying to get through the week, get through the day, so I feel like I'm probably not vlogging all that well. But anyway, it is 10:56. I am at 11 o'clock going to call the restaurant, the Japanese restaurant, and place an order for pickup. But I actually may eat outside because it feels so good, or I can eat inside. Outside of the restaurant or inside. And the restaurant is literally like a couple blocks away from the school that I have to be at 12:10 for a meeting. So I was just gonna call in. By the time I get there, that'll be like 10-15 minutes will have passed, and then I may just eat there, take me like 20 minutes or whatever, and then go to the school, which will take me maybe a minute to get to. So that is the plan for lunch. I just got a donut because today at this school they were having, it's comfy day, so folks are in there wearing like sweat clothes, which I wouldn't have worn it because even though one school may say it's whatever day, if I'm not going to be at that school for at least half the day or the whole day, which is rare for me to be at a school a whole day, then I'm not going to dress how they dress, because what happens when I go to another school and they're not having comfy day, or I have to go somewhere else and I'm not, you know. So I just sit out the whole dressing up thing unless I'm going to be at a school for at least a good part of a day or a full day or something like that. But otherwise, they were having all of that to say comfy day, and then they had a donut and coffee bar. They also had hot chocolate and stuff. I met with one student here who's going to be going to a different school. So my job today was to kind of talk about how he has done, for us to talk about the progress so far and talk about plans for next school year, refresh his memory on his goal that he's working towards. So we talked about his current level of functioning and his current progress, any doubts, anxieties, worries, or whatever about transitioning to a new school and a new grade and a new counselor, because he will need a new counselor. I was sharing with him that I, of course, will come to his new school next school year to introduce him to his new counselor and all that. So we just kind of talked about closing out our time together and closing out 8th grade for him. I will not be back to this school, I don't think, the rest of the school year, which the school year is pretty much over. So I was also chatting with some of the folks there, met with one student, and then my other student was suspended, so I was not able to meet with him. I may try him later this week, but I don't know if I'll be able to swing it because, again, this is my furthest school. So we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, I'm about to call and place my order. Hi, can I place an order for pickup? Can I have a chicken teriyaki plate? And I want the white chicken. Nope, that's all. Shay, S-H-A-Y. They're actually really fast and they'll be ready probably in 10 minutes instead of 15. So yeah, I'm gonna head there, stop talking because I've probably talked enough, go pick up the food. Yeah, I think I'm gonna eat there. I don't know why I wouldn't. Okay, it's 11:16. I just got to the restaurant. Of course, the meeting's at 12:10. So yeah, basically my food's gonna be ready. I'm just gonna eat it real quick outside. It's over a covered patio thing, and then pop over and be at the meeting by like 12 at the latest, because I just try to be I don't want anybody waiting on me for any reason for any of these meetings, so I just get there on time. I do want to share that I did bring my Coke Zero because Coke Zero is life. So I brought this from home and I refrigerated it at the second school that I was at for like an hour or so. So basically it hasn't been that long since it's been out and about in the wild and it's still cold. So I'm gonna drink that. Okay, the time is 11:44 and I left the restaurant about 11:40 and I got in my car, got situated, all that, and then when I pulled off it was 11:42, and then when I officially pulled into this parking lot and parked it was 11:43, and then it turned 11:44. So I guess it takes 1 to 2 minutes to get here from the restaurant. So the gag is they served a lot of food. It was a huge serving, so interestingly enough I will have lunch for tomorrow. So I was thinking, remember, I'm coming back to this same school tomorrow, so it makes sense that I just leave this here for lunch for tomorrow. I could also take it home for dinner, but my husband and I, we can figure out dinner when we get home. In fact, I think I know what we're having for dinner. We're not very organized this week, but whatever. So I think I'll just leave this here and eat this tomorrow when I come back. I think we'll have to see. I'm gonna take it in and refrigerate it either way. It's 11:45 and the meeting isn't until 12:10. I emailed them while I was eating to let them know that, just FYI, I will be attending in person. Remember, I'm coming back here tomorrow, so there's no need for me to try to see any kids before the meeting, after the meeting, because I do have the most kids at this school, which is why I spend typically the whole day here, all day on Tuesday. That's what I typically do. I'm gonna try to see a couple of them after the meeting, if at all possible. Just depends on when the meeting ends. They start packing up to go home at like 2, so the meeting's at 12:10. It's supposed to be over at 1, or yeah, 1. So if it's actually over at 1, I can probably see 1 to 2, which would be less kids that I would have to see tomorrow, which would be ideal because I do have another meeting tomorrow, and I don't know how long that's going to take. So that's probably what I'll do. Normally I plan out my day and I'm pretty organized. So this is a disorganized day in the life because I'm just trying to bide my time until the end of the school year. We are having a pretty huge meeting for a kid today because he has a lot of behavioral struggles. I mean, a lot. He actually has so many that he comes to school on an abbreviated day, and that abbreviated day is basically he comes to school for like barely 2 hours per day, and he hates every minute of it. And he's a little guy. I'm at an elementary school. He's a little guy. He hates every minute of school. He will do some work and follow directions and stuff every now and again, but for the most part, school, he's not found that interest in school, which is funny because he's only been in school for a couple years because he's so young, but he hates it here. He has a hard time. That's also one of the kids, that's who the meeting's for. And then because he doesn't come to school until later, I'm gonna try to see if I can meet with him immediately after the meeting. That way, because I had to reconfigure my whole, once he went to this abbreviated schedule, I had to reconfigure my whole Tuesday to accommodate for him. So I think that's what I'll try to do. Otherwise, I can catch him tomorrow. But since I do have to see him later in the day, I was gonna go ahead and get him out the way since I'm already here today. So I think that's what I will do. Anyway, let's go to work. And now I have my purse. I have my food. Oh, should have went to the other side. I have my water, and then I have this donut. And then I have this camera. Let's put y'all up first. So I'm here for the meeting. I'm a little early. Not really. It's 11:57. The meeting's at 12:10. Oftentimes the meetings are scheduled when the teacher has planning, and that could be at some random time, like 12:10, 12:05, 12:20. So I'm here, just put my stuff down. I'm gonna sit over there, eat my donut, type these notes, and then hop into this meeting at 12:10. I just chatted a little with the guidance counselor here to just kind of chat about a few different kids. I'll be back tomorrow anyway, so it doesn't matter, but I was asking her if she was gonna be in this meeting, but she won't be in this one. Anyway, so that was just what was happening. So I'm doing the notes now. It's already 12:03 now since I've been chatting, which is fine. It's part of my work, of course, but it's fine. I think I can get these notes finished in the next few minutes and be ready to go for the meeting without any notes. So I'm just doing the notes for the first kid. I guess I should stop in case somebody comes in and catches me recording. Not that I can't record. I just feel like I'm not going to be recording in the room with somebody or a room full of people talking to a camera. Obviously, that's a little weird. But yeah, so I'm just doing a note from earlier today. And when we do the notes, we have to do the date, the plan of service, like what plan it is, the time, the procedure, which for us is going to be not billable, the diagnosis code, which is not applicable, the duration, if the services were direct or indirect, the time, so we put the start time and the end time, and then we do the treatment that was provided, the progress for the child, and then we have to select the goal that we're working on. So for the first kid, his goal was to increase the use of appropriate problem solving, conflict resolution, and coping skills to reduce the amount of aggressive behaviors. That's pretty much what it is. So that's pretty much what we talk about. And he's been doing good this school year. He only has 3 write-ups, which I know that probably seems to be a bit much for some, but 3 is actually pretty good for him. Okay, the day is done. So when we last spoke, we were about to start the meeting. So we had the meeting. One of the parents came and the grandparent came. So we just that's just an aside, but we had a really good meeting. For that kid, we talked about increasing their time for the next school year. So basically slowly increasing their time, because the goal is, even with these abbreviated days, to get these kids back on a full day. So that's the goal. So we're going to start out by gradually increasing the time. Obviously you can't go from like an hour and 15 minutes or whatever it shakes out to be of school to a full school day, 7 hours ish. That's not gonna work. So we are just going to gradually increase their day, and what's going to happen is they're going to start the new school year with I think 2 hours and 15 minutes of school, and then every 3 to 4 weeks we'll meet to review the data that's been collected and talk about increasing the time until they are on a full day. Like I mentioned, they are a young child, so hopefully we can get that done. So as fate would have it, I ran out of battery juice at work, and I think this is a little crooked, but it's fine. So I ran out of juice, so I don't really know where I left off. I think I remember talking about extending the student's day next school year and slowly doing so, assuming he does better and is making progress towards his goals. And then, so I met with the student. He's so funny. I love working with him. And we did a little extra time since this is probably going to be our last session. So I'm just kind of doing what I can for this week, because like I said, next week's a little sketchy, a little rocky. And then I did some administrative stuff like finishing up my notes, emailing folks, and all of that, and trying to make sure that my schedule is good for the week, and trying to look up all these different activities that all the schools are doing and all that. So I think we're good. It's looking pretty good. I'm liking the way that it's going to be going. Like as far as the week, I think I'm confident with it. It is actually quite normal, like a typical week. So that's pretty good. So yeah, and then I'm home now. I feel like I had something to share with y'all, but I've kind of forgotten what it is. And I'm on a different camera because both of my batteries are dead. The one that I had in the camera and the one that I took as an extra. I had a pretty decent school day, so I love that for me. And that is pretty much it. I'm literally trying to think about if I had anything else to share. I didn't plan my day in my planner. I didn't really get on my computer throughout the day for real until the end of the day. So today was a little different. I am almost finished with my water, so I'm about to refill that so I can sip on that for the rest of the day, get in some good water. I think this evening, I am a part of the Financial Social Work Collaborative. I'm a founder, and we have been trying to do better with our social media. So I need to edit a video so that we can all post it today, like a little reel, a little short video. And then I need to work on our June flyers. But for now, I need to turn the air on because it's hot. Work on our June flyers because we have a few events happening in June. So we want to get those posted so folks are aware of those events. And what else do I have to do today? I think that's it. I need to pick up something from the pharmacy, but I'll do that tomorrow probably. And I already rescheduled my dental appointment. They called today and asked me to reschedule, so I did that. And then I already called Miami during my lunch break. I called the hotel in Miami during my lunch break. I'm pretty sure if I looked at my planner, there is much to be done, but I'm gonna focus on that social media stuff. I'm probably gonna start editing this video, to be honest. I bet I could have made that straight like that. Yep. I think I'm gonna start editing this video, and then I'm probably gonna go on a walk with my dog, perhaps. I think that's pretty much what I'm gonna do today. So that's gonna be it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those down below in the comment section. And hopefully I can, assuming I'm still working this job next school year, hopefully I can put out more of these videos, at least one maybe every quarter, not one a year or 2 a year. I feel like I can swing a couple more than that since the views do good and people seem to like these. So yeah, that's gonna be it. If you like this video, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video.